Okay, there we go. Over to you.
So welcome everyone. My name's Diana Hunter, Gold Executive Director with Manatech. And this morning we are featuring highlights from Manatech's premier event of the year, which is our Australasian National Convention that was held last weekend online. And we have some very special guest speakers to share their highlights from the conference with you this morning. The conference was led beautifully by the Executive Director of Manatech Australasia, Jennifer Messenger, and also co-hosted by our Regional President, Mr. Chris Simons, and also a special shout out for our Events Manager, Olivia Seberg. She really delivered an incredible planning feat and delivery of our event online. And it was a rich and fun and rewarding event. And I'm sure you're going to be hearing more detail from our guest speakers this morning. So I'm going to get straight into welcoming Bella and Vincent, because I know you have to leave in about 15 minutes or so. So we want to get the most of what you have to share. So we have here Bella Yu, Gold Executive Director with Manatech. And in fact, Bella was recipient of the 2021 Top Gold Executive Director for the past 12 months. Congratulations, Bella. And love to hear how it was for you in receiving that award this year. And Vincent Putra, Silver Executive Director. So thank you. We love both of your input over the weekend. So first of all, I think we start with, how were you introduced to Manatech, or how long you've been with the company, and what are you most passionate about with Manatech? So whoever'd like to go first there.
Yep. Thank you, Diana, and also thank you, Sharon and Gary, for organizing this call for us. I saw you were doing this for many, many years. This is a very valuable educational channel. Vincent and I, and even some of my team members, we are watching this a lot. Sometimes we just repeat that again and again for the education purpose. It's very, very valuable for us. Thank you for that. For me, I actually started taking glycans from January 2018. That was because my health was facing a huge challenge. And then my auntie from South Korea, she introduced me, her brother-in-law, his English name is David. So David was teaching me how to take glycans and all the documents that I wanted to read. He was showing around. Excuse me. So yeah. So 2018, that year was basically improving my health condition. And then 2019, I was joining their business training system. And what I was very interested in the business opportunity. And like that was 1 year I was just like learning as a newbie. And then 2020, Vincent and I, we attended the Australasia conference in Gold Coast. That was February. In that opportunity, we seriously decided to go for this business. So we that's how we started the business as a like legit business opportunity. And then I moved from my full-time accounting job to part-time, so I could use those half of time into this business. The thing that I felt really passionate about was the impact, the glycans impact in our health improvement, and also the asset income opportunity when we build up the this network platform. Yeah, that was for me. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, so
Vincent.
thank you. Yeah. So I started taking the products in June 2018. So Bella was very excited to see her transformation, and lo and behold, the first person that she told the information and shared the information was me. I first used the products for weight loss, helped me massively. And I used the products to help my family's health challenges as well. And this actually made me surprised because I got extra income coming to my bank account. And then it hit me and it made me realize that I can actually earn extra income while helping to solve people's financial issue or health challenges, which is coincidentally what I'm most passionate about, like helping people essentially.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. And so Bella, how was it for you to be the recipient of the 2021 Top Gold Executive Director Award? What has that meant to you?
That was actually, to be honest, it was really surprised because I didn't expect that. So that gives us like huge motivation, not only to myself, to the whole team, my uplines and my Vincent, and also a couple of team members. They were all surprised, and then it was a huge like a celebration. So for me, on that conference period, I learned a lot, and then especially on Leaders Call Sunday. So Albala said a lot of words that I actually really felt this is a very good opportunity. I made right decision. Like he said, 2022 will be the momentum, and we have everything to go. This network marketing channel is more accepted than ever, and people look for opportunities, and then this could be the right one for them, so we can confidently share the information. Like he said, in America last year, during pandemic, 40 million Americans, they resigned from their toxic work culture. They left the bad traffic. They want to stay home. They want to work from home. So they are seriously looking for the opportunities. But if we go for like different gig jobs, for example, Uber driver, it's pretty flexible, but the problem is we can't do customer acquisition. It's really hard to do retention, and we just don't have much control on it, which means we don't have like leverage on that. But I guess this is like, very perfect for network marketers. We have leverage on this. We can control what we are doing. And that means we are actually plugged into the right channel. And now during pandemic, people actually realize the health is very important. They have higher awareness in terms of immune system. And then we could provide the right items for these people who seek for the answers. So over this learning period, I just felt like, 2022 will be the most important year for everyone to focus on business, and it's going to be real momentum. Yeah.
Thank you. And we look forward to seeing both of you, Vincent and Bella, really thriving and in your Manatech business.
Thank you.
So to the convention, love to hear both of your key takeaways of the convention and how you think you'll be doing things differently or improve what you're on what you're doing now within your Manatech business.
Yep, I can take first one.
Sure,
So
great.
The biggest takeaway for me was Dr. Adam Fraser, which is one of the main speaker. I was previously a huge believer that we need more resilience. So when Adam told us people's level of resilience is very high, I was super shocked. But luckily he broke it down very logically. He mentioned things that really stuck with me. When there's a challenge, our logic always goes towards the easy way, and we can develop only once we feel positive, most of people. And he said, people are very resilient. Look at the pandemic. When there's something emergency, people can change really quickly. And he shifted the focus to, rather than focusing on resilience, let's try to be constructive. Let's be more positive. And that's what we're trying to learn and implement in our team as well. We don't need to have positive connection before we act. Don't act before it's perfect is a myth. Just act, and by using action, we build up our confidence. So that's one point. And then also the second point I really like from his talk is externalizing our stories or emotions or thoughts, which can lead to negative behavior. I like the way that he broke it down. We watch it from afar. We start externalizing it by giving it a name. And his example was Kevin. I'm quite sure everyone might have their own name, or they use Kevin as well. I really believe this is great. The reason I'm saying this, it gives us a sense of control on this negative behavior rather than letting it control us. And not forgetting while we're doing this, we can keep engaging in constructive and positive behavior, lead us to be a better leader, to better businessman, businesswoman, or in your business, or if you have still have a full-time job, or if you work somewhere else, it could lead you to be a better worker and also like a better human being for all. How about yourself?
Yep.
Some
Sorry.
great points there, Vincent. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, like the destination will be like Tasmania, and I was so excited. I'm still feeling really excited. I can see the corporate team really want to make sure that we can travel during this uncertain situation. I guess that's why they choose Tasmania. Tasmania is a wonderful place, which I haven't tried yet. It was in my bucket list, so it was great. So I can go there. I heard that they have best seafood, good wine, nature, and of course, the most important part is that we really want to bring our teammates together so they can experience the Manatek family culture, and also they can help themselves to make their why even stronger. Like Eric Worre said, the destination event is the most powerful one to help people make their determination. So like Vincent and I, we experienced that kind of determination. I want to support my team to go with us and then feel differently, and they can make their business purpose, more stronger. Yes, yeah.
Excellent. So as Bella's referring there, the the incentive, holiday incentive for this year is to Tasmania, which I was so excited about myself. I'd love to go to Tasmania, never been there. And there's also a link to register your commitment to that incentive, and you get 50 bonus points for doing that. So make it your business to find that link and register. But yes, there's not only to win a holiday incentive, but to take your team is an awesome goal, because it's just fantastic to be going on a holiday trip with your team and hanging out with your friends on your holidays. And absolutely, it does also consolidate the team for future business growth. So that's a really excellent goal.
That's right.
Any other highlights, or are they your main ones?
I'll give a small one. The other
Okay.
highlights that we and also commitment for our team and ourselves is to master Kevin. This definitely shifted our priorities, from adding more resilience, how to get out from our negative loop. Even sometimes I catch myself doing it in my job or even in Manatek business. So this is one focus for this year for the team.
Yeah.
And yeah, like what Bella mentioned, we want to commit to reach incentive trip, but this time we want to take our team there, because Manatek corporate is amazing on they need to experience how they Manatek corporate team pampering you, and once you go there, it's trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see you all there. Thank you so much. So could you just finish off with, what's in your heart to leave with people today?
Yeah, so we want to end with one story. With our upline before mentioned to us, when there's more activity, we'll face more problems, which coincidentally, it's the same with what Dr. Adam Fraser mentioned. When you have higher performance, you'll face higher quality of problems. So then that's why I want to bring up this story. So not too long ago, we were packing up our products. We want to send Manatek products to our clients in Indonesia. So we set up everything with the courier, supposed to be picked up on Friday. So on Thursday, I went to office, Bella stayed at home. And then suddenly we have a call from the courier. Hey, I'm picking up the parcel in about 40 minutes. It's like, oh no, we're not prepared yet. So Bella went to Canards, luckily, to pick up box, to pick up packaging tape. I was in the office. So our plan was done on Thursday night to prepare for everything. So we frantically, preparing everything. But one miss out detail was the client detail is in my phone. And I was a bit uncontactable in the office. So it was a really stressful situation. And on that night, the courier was waiting for 20 minutes. Bella would keep apologizing. It's very awkward and stressful. And on that night, Bella mentioned to me and asked a question to me like, oh, sometimes you wonder why are we doing this? Why she left her full-time job, going to the business. And, it's quite negative feeling happened there. But not long after, when we saw, the improvement, health improvement from our clients in Indonesia, we felt really happy. And during this year's Australasian conference, when we got recognized and everything started to click again together, and that actually answers the reason why. So we want to live with, keep trying, never give up, keep your why really strong to your heart, and just believe that when everything ends, it's all worth it. You have anything?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Go ahead, Vincent. That's a wonderful story. I think we can all relate to those challenging speed bumps in our business development. It's a perfect story to share. Thank you so much. Bella, did you want to say something?
Yes, like I remember I actually got a chance to listen to Dr. Nugent's speech like one time, and he said people who know the glycans, we have a mission to share this information to people in the world. I absolutely agree with that. So like sometimes sharing process is not easy, but I think we have mission to share that to people. Some people, they look for their solution for many years, and we could be the one to give them ultimate solution. So let's keep trying and let's do not give up. I guess this will be the a big mission that we should all focus on, especially 2022 this year.
Yeah, fantastic. Vincent and Bella, you are a gift in our community. We look forward to seeing a lot more of you. Thank you so much for taking time this morning to share with our family.
100%. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Diana.
Okay. So we will move on to our next speaker. I think, Kim, are you available? You'll just need to turn your video on. There you are. Hi,
Good
Kim.
morning.
Welcome. Thanks for getting your brave boots on and being willing to share with our community. So we'll start with how you were introduced to Manatech, or how long ago, and what you're passionate about. What's kept you here so long? Because I know you've been here for the long haul,
It has been a
long cycle.
Thank you very much. It's a real honour to be able to share my story. I was invited to have a look at Manatech 24 years ago to help my son with focusing at school. And we made a bit of a bargain. If he was going to go on the products, I would too. And sure enough, I found that I was equally helped, and it really made a difference very quickly in how much more settled he was. But I guess my passion is from that experience is to make a difference in people's lives, and just the joy of sharing how people's lives can be changed. And I guess I've mainly come from the perspective of helping people, but more recently, probably in the last 13, 14 years, it's been more my passion that I would like to make a difference in the area of mental health, particularly the protocol. And I'd like to share that last year I had a little bit of a win to have Manatech's Omega-3 added to my son's blister pack with the agreement of the head psychiatrist. And for me, that was a real encouragement, because that's something that I feel will make a big difference. as I can introduce more products to him. With going from I'm actually a gold associate, and I'm very privileged to be in Diana and Sharon's team. So that really is a great encouragement to me with the learning that we receive, Saturday calls, and all the other learning that Mannatech gives to us. So yes.
Thanks, Kim. I want to say, Kim Vitanza, I didn't introduce her as probably as best I could. Apologies for that.
No, but
Kim, I've seen you make tremendous contribution into many people's lives, and I love your vision which is the Heart's vision as well, I know, for making a difference in the area of mental health for those that are willing and ready to receive that. So we honour that. So how did you go with the convention? What are your key takeaways or the things that stood out to you the most? And how are you going to apply what you received over the weekend into your business going forward?
Well, I just found the conference really encouraging. I don't know whether my headspace was in the right place, or whether it was just the idea that it was virtual and it was just so well planned. But on day one, I was particularly taken with Lisanne Duplessis. I'm not very good at French, studied German, so sorry if the pronunciation is wrong. But originally, she was from South Africa and yet is now in New Zealand, carrying her business across from there. But she shared some great gems, which I've felt were really important. She was sharing mainly about how to look forward and to prepare for the incentive trip. And so making a decision, dreaming, believing and achieving was her motto for last year's incentive trip. And that really resonated with me. I loved the way in which that kind of filled me and encouraged me and strengthened me. She talked about plugging into the system, and that's something that I've learned to do with the help of my upline, and also what Mannatech offers along the way. We're never left to struggle on our own. There's always that great support and encouragement. Sticking to your upline and following their guidance. But one thing that really struck was the importance of visualizing. And I love the power of visualization. And she spoke about how she changed her profile to have this incentive picture on there. So she would see it each day and be reminded that that's what she was working towards. And so that really resonated with a really strong point of something that I can do positively. A favourite thing that she said quite a few times was, if you go, you grow. And I certainly need to grow. I've been in it too long not to be growing more than I am. The attitude was important, the I can attitude. So rather than quaking at the knees, to actually start your day right and to have you lead into success. But she did give a warning, a strong warning. Failing to plan is planning to fail. And that really struck with me, because oftentimes I'll have a good drive to get to somewhere, but I don't have the planning in place to actually have the steps for following it. So that's really stuck in my head, and I'm determined this year to turn that around and really put the planning in place first so that I'm more driven. She also talked about making it fun until it's done. And that is, again, a fun way of drawing other people to you. Obviously, when you're having fun, others are drawn to you. So that's important as well. And having an I can attitude. So starting it right, that needs to, you know, really be there the whole time. The other thing was to break through the negative, and she gave us a challenge of, if you're given an opportunity, say yes, which is why I'm here today. I said yes before I even thought about what I was going to have to do. And it's so quaking at the knees, definitely. But that was a quote from Richard Branson. And he said, say yes and work it out later. So I thought at least there was the follow on from that. And I'm certainly going to be working on that. The possibilities with the business and going for the incentive, time freedom, but above all, being able to help others. That's my real drive and call. I love being able to help others, whether it be with health or wealth, helping the children through M5M, and just gaining the number of skills I have gained along the way. So believing with a strong will, having that dedication and the determination. And I know I've got that I can attitude in me, but the big thing is to get that action plan prepared ahead. So that was my, from Lizaine. I had a second
some
one.
great tips, great practical tips there, Kim. Thank you. I know a lot of people on this call will be taking some notes, reminder notes. Yes,
no, it's good to have those notes down. On the second day, I was really encouraged by Luciano Figaldo as a Gold Presidential, and he spoke about the opportunity we have of this being a turnkey business and now looking to have it in 30 countries, and yet it only requires a small investment. So that really makes it more affordable and more exciting for people who don't have a lot behind them, but have that drive to go forward. And I was really impressed that he said, you know, I expected that he'd talk about launching, you know, in this country and that country, but no, he said, go visit your local industries, your local restaurants, and meet with people who have backgrounds in other countries. And so that made a lot of sense, you know, to grow it locally before actually going globally. And he said by just having open-ended questions and simple questions, just in general conversation, you can then build your business. But he said, eventually they'll ask, what do you do for a living? And it was kind of like the door opened, and that's when he said, that's what you're asking for. Funny you should ask that. I'm expanding my business in whatever countries you've decided to focus on first, and I'm looking for people. I wish I could tell you right now, but now's not really appropriate. So what about we arrange a time, and I'll get back to you on that. And so that was something that I felt, hey, that's doable. That's something that I could manage. You know, it's not me launching into something out in the blue yonder that I've not had anything to do with, you know, like thinking about overseas at this stage. He also spoke about the value of using LinkedIn for searching for people to speak to in whatever language, profession, or country you might want. And I had no idea that there was that sort of option online. So they were probably, you know, the two takes that I just was really excited about, the new markets and the fact about the things that I gained from Lizaine as well,
Yeah,
for the incentive trip. So
that's another excellent summary. Thank you so much, Kim. We're going to be asking you back.
oh dear. So maybe I won't be shaking so much next time.
Yeah, but it was a great message from Luciano about focusing local, because that can support you in focusing global into all these countries that we've now got business happening throughout the world. So great reminders. Thank you so much. And yes, practical little invitation statements there he gave. So that was really great to hear again. Thank you, Kim. I'm going to have you back at the end.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now it's my pleasure to invite Sue Price onto the call. There you are, Sue. Oh, in and out. There she is. So Sue Price is directly in Sharon Whiteman's team. Thank you, Sue, for putting your hand up again to share your highlights. But before we get there, just how are you introduced to Manatech, how long you've been with the company, and what are you passionate about with the company?
Okay, I was introduced to Manatech, it was either the end of 2000 or beginning of 2001 by Robert Kiyosaki. I was sitting next to him. I, like Sharon, used to work with him. And I was sitting next to him at a breakfast and he had some Ambrose. I said, "What's that?" And he said, "Hasn't Sharon talked to you about this?" And then he said, "You must be the only person she knows that she hasn't." And so it was funny. That's how I actually found out. But I got a phone call the next day from Sharon. So somehow I got back to her. So I started taking the products that I took then as a customer, and I became focused on the business in 2005. So yeah, so a long time also. What I love about Manatech, I know you're going to ask me that. So more than anything, I love the culture. I love the family. Just absolutely love it. I mean, sure, I love the income model, and I get, I'm an accountant too. So it just makes sense. Residual income has always made sense to me, but I just love the culture. Love it.
Well, yeah. Well, Sue, as a highly successful businesswoman, those statements have a lot of weight to them, because you've run a business with a lot of staff. You understand about the importance of culture. You understand about the contrast between a traditional business and the value of a Manatech business. So, they're just to reaffirm to people that they're powerful statements coming from Sue. All right. So, so let's hear your key takeaways and what you would like to share with the community.
Well,
what you think you're going to apply in your own life, in your own business as a result.
Okay. I was focusing on Adam Fraser too, but Vincent stole most of my stuff. That's okay.
Oh, no, we'd like to hear your take, please.
Yeah, I did. And actually, I was focusing on what Vincent was saying and just looking at my notes. And yeah. So Vincent talked about we have high resilience. And actually what Adam said straight after that, we struggle with being proactive. So, and he gave an example in the Commonwealth Bank. And he said they'd been making sort of noises or talking about letting people work from home, but it was all too hard to implement. And of course, when they had to, I can't remember how many staff they've got, but it was a lot, hundreds and hundreds. Within 2 weeks, they had everyone working from home. So he was saying, like, when you have to do something, we do. But the fact is that we're not always proactive with the things we should be doing. And he then moved into a thing called evolution points and called them E's. And he asked both Jenny and Chris what they were in their mind for Manatech, and Jenny focused on, which we all know this, contacts and making calls. Doesn't matter if you're looking for business partners or customers, we've got to do those things. And he said there's no pain attached to not doing them. I mean, there is, in my point of view, on a big picture, but there's not at the moment. If I don't make the contact calls this morning that I was going to do, there's no real pain because I think I'll do it tomorrow. So he was sort of on that role, like we put off the things that we really should do. He had a loop, which he said that we put off doing things that we are uncomfortable, we find unpleasant, like picking up the phone and calling someone. Most of us go, and that little loopy head voice in our head that tells us that maybe the time I've done things like, they're probably having lunch now, or, just stupid things. And so we put it off and we go into a loop between feeling good, then we don't do it. That makes us feel bad. And he drew a loop that we sort of loop around in our head. And then he said, people that really do achieve well do not believe that they have to be comfortable in order to do things. They just know what has to be done and they do it. So they don't buy into the discomfort of doing something. And then he had a quote, discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful life. I really like that. It really resonated with me. And, you know, I can think back over my traditional businesses. There was a lot of things in building that were in no way comfortable, but we didn't attain the success we did by staying in our comfort zone. And of course I loved, like I think we all did, that naming, that voice in our head. Both Sharon and I think you've worked with Blair, haven't you, Diana? Blair Singer? Yeah, Blair talks a lot about the voice in our head. And, you know, some people go, what voice? And he goes, that one, the one that you So, but the naming it, and Kevin doesn't work for me. I've got to have a woman's name. And I haven't got it yet because I kept coming up with, I had Negative Nelly. And my niece, his name is Tennille, and her husband died tragically just before Christmas, and he used to call her Nelly. So I can't do that. I love the idea of, in the meantime, I've been saying Kevin. And we all do it. We all, at some point in time, tell ourselves we're not whatever. You know, mine used to be I was too young when I was accounting. And then I'm too old. You know, it's just like whatever rubbish we all have in our voice, to be able to externalize it, as Vincent said, and give it a name, I thought was a great thing to do. So that was it from me from Adam Fraser. As far as the conference goes and my takeaways, definitely mastering the name of the negative voice and to go to the incentive trip, but to start at the beginning, like, this is honestly what I thought. I'll share this with everyone just in case anyone else is thinking like this. Like, oh, that's long. I've got ages to do that. And I thought that's going to be a real trap. You know, if I don't start off right, like everyone always says, start off and get it, you know. So I plan to start right away. I've got a bit of complex stuff happening in my life at the moment, but one of my things that I want to do is make sure that I do something towards that every day. And make as Jenny Messenger always calls them, power hours. Have a power hour and just do nothing but Manatech. So that's what I plan to do.
Excellent. And it's such a good point, isn't it? We've heard it so many times that if you're keen to achieve an incentive, the time to start is right at the beginning and get that momentum happening, because you build points from that often even in the automatic order section of the incentive. So it's a great goal to have. And thanks for reminding us all, Sue. All right, I'm going to have you back too. The end. So let me see. I'm going to share my screen because I want to just cover who, before I transition to my highlights. I just want to share with you the award winners and do them the honour of showing their faces. On the Saturday evening, we had our Gala Awards night, and these are our key award winners. Isn't that interesting? I've just noticed that they're all women. Now, first off the rank, of course, is the 2021 Mike Forrest Giving Spirit Award. Now, this was awarded to Rachel Davey. This is Rachel here, for those of you who don't know Rachel. And this award is given in our community. It's voted by people, for people, and voted based on a person's outstanding character, that they're an ambassador for Manatech's key values like integrity and that giving spirit, and also someone who's contributed above and beyond to the Manatech community as a whole, and no one more deserving than Rachel Davey. Rachel wasn't able to be there. She was in Canberra at the time, but she beamed in by a phone call, which is always a bit of fun when, you know, ringing people live and they answer and all excited. So congratulations, Rachel. And then our top executive director is Margaret Yule. This is Margaret down here. 2021 top silver executive director is Lizanne Duplessis, which is Lizanne here. Congratulations, Lizanne. Top gold executive director, of course, is Bella Yu, which Bella was speaking with us earlier. And then Poppy topped out for 2 awards, top customer enroller, top associate enroller. Both of those awards went to Poppy Curry or Paula Curry. Congratulations, Paula. And associate of the year, I think I've missed one. I'll go back. I'll go back to Isabella Shen. This is Isabella. She was awarded the Rising Star of the Year award. Congratulations, Isabella. And then Naomi Joy, 2021 Associate of the Year. And I think that's a few years in a row now. Congratulations, Naomi. You're such a mentor for the entire Mannatech community. We appreciate you. And Naomi finished off Saturday afternoon with an excellent presentation on what was her key. Seeing opportunities in the difficulties. And I think, if you're that many years in the business and also playing at that level in leadership, you're going to face difficulties. And Naomi stepped through ways to face and make good of those challenges. I'm sure that presentation was recorded. So if you get a chance, I'd highly recommend to have a watch if you haven't seen it before. I'd like to review it. So I would like to share my highlights with you, and then we'll go back to a panel to finish off. Just checking the time there. I think we're going pretty well for time. So as many of you know, I'm a Gold Executive Director with Mannatech. I've been with the company since they opened back in late 1998. Sharon Whiteman introduced me to the products, which had a profound benefit to my health. And not long into that 1999, I started to actively share these technologies with people and become focused as a business associate. Now, during those 22 years, I've been to every single national convention. The very first national convention was in Sydney, and I've been to every single one since. And this convention, although it was online, it was as rich and as rewarding as any convention I've been to. The Mannatech corporate have perfected the online experience, and it was such a fun, educational and rewarding weekend. I remember getting to bed on Saturday night, putting my head on the pillow, thinking, gee, that was a rich experience. And the last time I felt that was the last time we had a convention in person, and that was in 2020. I remember coming home and thinking, wow, that was a rich experience. So it's equally, they're doing it equally in that way online. So what do I love about Mannatech? Well, it's been shared a few times by guests, and I'm sure it's in the heart of many of you on our call today, which is Mannatech's a vehicle for me to really make a difference in people's lives, whether it's in their health or in their finances. And it's using the vehicle of nutrition and health, which is an area of passion of mine, as many of you would know. Also, I'm passionate about the fact that the products have made such a difference in my own health. It's a gift in my life, and I'll never, ever give it up. And the other thing that's important to me that I love is our community. You know, we're all together supporting each other, uplifting each other to thriving, not only in our business, but also in our personal life. You become friends, don't we? And we, support each other, whether it be in the business or whether it be in other aspects of our life. So that's always a highlight of the conference. And it was great to see you all again. I missed that belly to belly experience. Hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be back to that in a more regular basis. The highlights for me, I'm going to cover off on the very first feature of the conference, which was a video where Jenny, with her vast experience in the network marketing industry, she brings these videos that just, deliver some personal growth concepts that you can tie into your business that you just take you to another level. And she delivered with this again. The opening video was a fellow called Benjamin Zander, and it was called The Art of Possibility. Now, he appeared to be a music teacher and a musician, and they had an audience there, and he had a young fellow that he'd pre-set up who played the cello to play a piece, a composition by Bach, the composer. And he coached this young boy in front of the audience to bring out the best in the delivery of that piece by Bach and his performance of it and the nuances of that, till he did a final performance, and the young fellow got a standing ovation. And in that standing ovation, Benjamin put his hand up and said, hang on, I want you to know, it's a bit of a poignant, funny moment. He said, they're not applauding you. And the young fellow kind of wheels back a little bit, and everyone's kind of laughing. And he said, they're applauding the where you took them, where you were able to deliver them to. He said, they're saying to you essentially, thank you for taking me to a place that I couldn't reach without you through that music. And then he made the point, what is the gift what is the vision that you have that is your gift to humanity? And so, of course, this young fellow's gift was through the music to uplift them and take them to a different place. But if we're relating it, or I'm relating it to my Manitech business, what is my vision of the gift that I want to bring to people? And we have so much that we give to people through our Manitech business, whether the products or the lifestyle option, don't we? And to, embrace this and incorporate this knowing in what we're doing. And I think that can give me and us confidence in speaking up and delivering the message of the gift of what we have to offer. And he finished off with making the point that Bach, as a composer, that at the end of all his compositions, he wrote, in inverted commas, for the glory of God. So he knew that his art was his gift, his contribution to humanity. So that's what I'm taking back into my business. He's holding on to that. I have a gift to share, and it's important to keep opening my mouth and sharing what I have to gift into other people's lives. I'm not going to speak about Adam Fraser, but I also loved his idea, and particularly separating out that voice, that negative voice that might hold us back from picking up the phone or speaking up about the business, etc. And so rather than wallowing in that cycle that Sue talked about, is to step forward in the uncomfortability and do it anyway. The other person or presentation that I'd like to feature is Dr. Steve Nugent. Came on board, and we did a deep dive into our omega-3 fatty acids with vitamin D. And as you all know, I love the science and the product side of things. So I enjoyed having a deep review of the value of our fish oil product. And so I'm not going to go into all the details that he shared, but just some highlights for me that broaden the understanding and the value of omega-3s. He reminded us that the product is sourced from anchovies, and that is not only a renewable source from our oceans, they also have the perfect balance of DHA and EPA, or near perfect, he said, that's very compatible for human health, that all animals have different requirements for the balance of EPA and DHA. For example, in dogs, it's different to what humans need, but anchovies have this near perfect balance. So that's a good reminder for me. He reminded us that the benefits are in brain health and function, memory, as an anti-inflammatory, the maintenance of healthy blood fats or blood lipids. But the other reminder for me was it's really important for our eye health, and I'd forgotten the importance of that. And that the fact that the DHA component of our retina, which is at the rear of the eye, is 50 to 60% of the retina is actually DHA. So it makes a lot of sense if someone's looking for improved eye health that they make sure they have a good quality fish oil. And of course, we deliver that. He said that we know again that our product is ultra pure. In fact, it's triple distilled, molecularly distilled. But he revealed that we use enzymes to help detoxify ours rather than alcohol or other toxic substances. So that was a good piece for me. He also debunked the krill oil claims. If you ever hear about krill oil being better than regular fish oil, there are claims that it's more rapidly absorbed, but whether or not there's no science to validate that, whether or not it's true. But basically it's irrelevant because we need the fish oil in our body 24/7. So the matter of if it is in fact more rapidly absorbed, it's not relevant to the need in our body. He then covered off about the value of vitamin D in that product, again, for maintaining cardiovascular health, healthy blood lipid levels again. So both the vitamin D and the omega-3s help with blood fat levels. Healthy normal platelet function. So our platelets are the clotting mechanism in our blood. So we want that to be well in balance. And again, to help with brain health and function. So we've got that double whammy in our omega-3 with the vitamin D. And another point that he made, and he's been emphasizing this a bit more lately in his presentations about the importance of magnesium in our diet. And here it is again, is that magnesium is required in our body for vitamin D to be converted from sunlight. So one way to get natural vitamin D is from exposure to the sun, but we actually need adequate amounts of magnesium in our body to convert that into vitamin D. So again, the importance of magnesium. And then he featured a couple of product combinations to combine the omega-3 with. Number one was with Plus, our product Plus, and he mentioned through his clinical experience that improves results with hormonal health. And in regard to immune function, he said it's a great combo with Immunostart. So the omega-3 and the vitamin D also combining in there with the value of Immunostart, which he featured the weekend before ACON. And so that's my summary of his features of and highlights of the omega-3. And I guess my takeaway from that is that I'll be even more confidently recommending that and making sure people have the magnesium in there. Of course, our Catalyst has really rich amounts of magnesium in there. And it really should be part of people's general nutritional supplementation regime. I want to finish off with on the Sunday morning. So the Sunday morning was a leadership meeting for executive directors of Above. So maybe not all of you were able to attend that. Bella spoke a little, but I'd like to reiterate and maybe a little bit expand on some of the points that Al Bala presented. He did feature this earlier in January on our Saturday morning call. So if you want to go more into the details, you could go back to the archive and watch his presentation from earlier this year. I'm just going to find my notes somewhere, just a sec. Here. So he started off with posturing the question, are we relevant? And he mentioned that after any downturn, there's a correction. So we've been hearing him speak about this for a while now, that big fortunes are made in times of transition. he highlighted that the rate of savings, people saving money in the pandemic had increased. So they reduced expenditure during lockdowns. And so people are now keen to do some spending. But they've also realized that their health and well-being and their immune system is pretty important. And so we're very well positioned for people's expenditure going forward. And he also said that in 2021, we had the best year ever in sales and profits. So the indications are already there. He also talked about how people have changed their lifestyle during the pandemic. They enjoy working from home. And that in fact, in the last 6 months, that Americans, 40 million Americans have resigned from their jobs because they're looking for a better lifestyle. So not only do we already have this phenomenon of the gig economy, and Bella spoke about that, as opposed to Uber and Airbnb, we have the ultimate gig because we have, the opportunity for residual income and ongoing income through our business and guaranteed repeat business and the leverage that's inbuilt there. So not only do we have this phenomenon of the gig economy, we also have this phenomenon of the great resignation. So it's making Mannatech the perfect gig because we embrace all the trends, the gig economy, the lifestyle, and we also are embracing technology, e-commerce, so that we're able to do our business online and across the internet. So he finished with saying, start now. It's the people who start now that are going to win, because we're poised, just like after the war years in the early 1900s and the restrictions of the pandemic then, I think it was in the between 1910 and 1920, we had the roaring 20s. People were celebrating and spending and out enjoying their lives. So that's predicted to be where we're headed over the next few years. So his counsel was to start now. So I am going to finish the call by just a brief round robin with what's in our heart to share. So if Kim and Sue can come back on. There we are. So welcome back. Let's finish off with a minute each, or 30 seconds each, 30 seconds to a minute each, of what's in your heart to share with our community as we close off this ACON summary. Kim, would you like to go?
Okay. Certainly, I am blown away by what Mannatech offers. And for me, this conference, even though it was virtual, I think it excelled in all areas. And there were just so many opportunities given, and look forward to the recording of the conference for that as something that we can go back. But so many gems shared this morning. Also, I guess to have the award winners speak from their own benefits of how they've got to where they have, and it just really encourages you and strengthens you. But for me, it's to set my sights on Tasmania. I've had a bit of a blockage in my mind about going overseas, and there's a few reasons for that. One ties in with my son, but also physically for comfort. Rods and screws making a difference for comfort in travel. But for Tasmania, that just seems to be the right one. So it's kind of like the time is right, and recognising that I need to be well planned, and that's what I plan to do, to get into this incentive and make the best of it so that I can reach more people and bring them into this company for all that it offers. So thank you for the honour of speaking to this morning.
Perfect, Kim. Thank you so much. And Sue.
Okay, I'm just going to be quick and simple. I just want to say, in my heart, I want to make Mannatech priority this year, and I want to see all of you, everyone here in Tasmania.
Yeah, great, lovely. I can see how heartfelt that is. Thank you so much, Sue, for being here. And for me, what's in my heart, I just want to say I love our community. I love being part of Manatech. If you weren't for some reason able to be at ACON, go and watch the recording, because as you've heard, it was a rich event. I feel gifted that I've been asked or forced this morning to really review the material at a whole other level, because it's helped me integrate it to bring it into my business. So that would be in my heart, is to, if you were there, review your notes, review the recordings, take some of the pieces and think about how you're going to apply them to success in your business, because we want you to all come along with us and see you in Tasmania, I guess. So thank you. We don't have, I don't know who's on next Saturday. I haven't been able to be in correspondence with Sharon, but you will see that through her mail out and through our Facebook Australasian Connect post during the week. Have a great week. Have a successful Manatech week, and we'll see you next Saturday morning. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.